Good morning. If you could give a title to today's gospel, maybe it could go something like this. It's time for the talk. It's time for the talk. Jesus does not mince his words in today's gospel. Did you notice? He is speaking to his disciples and to the crowds, and he is talking about the Pharisees and the scribes. And listen to what he has to say to them. The scribes and the Pharisees have taken their seat on the chair of Moses. Therefore, do and observe all things whatsoever they tell you. But do not follow their example. For they preach, but they do not practice. They tie up heavy burdens on others, and they are not willing to help. Tough words. Do all the things they tell you, but do not follow their example. When it comes to Pharisees and the scribes, it looks like this is an annual job performance evaluation. And they are not doing too well. Now, today, the word Pharisee commonly means a hypocrite, a person who says one thing and does another thing, or nothing. Now, certainly, not all the Pharisees in the time of Jesus were hypocrites. Some, probably. But there were many who were sincere and devout. You know, the same way today it probably would not be fair to say that every politician is a crook. That would be not fair. Which tells us that stereotypes and labels can be tricky. And that stereotypes never really reflect the reality. Now, it becomes clear when we look at today's second reading. We see one particular Pharisee who became the follower of Jesus. And his name is Paul. Now, Paul never stopped being a Pharisee, even after he became a disciple of Jesus. He remained a Pharisee to the end of his life. Now, if Jesus were to talk about him, he would probably say, do and observe everything he tells you and follow his example. Now, Paul is that kind of leader that you would want to have on your team. He is amazing. Now, as he writes to the church in Thessalonica, he recalls and reflects upon his time there, when he lived among them when he preached the gospel to them. And this is what he has to say when he writes back to them. Brothers and sisters, we were gentle among you, as a nursing mother cares for her children. With such affection for you, we were determined to share with you not only the gospel, but our very selves. So dearly beloved had you become to us. We did not want to burden you in any way. Now, Paul describes his leadership attitude or approach as being gentle, as a nursing mother. That's quite extraordinary. Of course, that reminds us of how Isaiah speaks of God. Isaiah says this: "Can a woman forget her nursing child, that she should have no compassion on the son of her womb? Even these may forget, yet I will never forget you." Notice that Isaiah describes God as well as a nursing mother. Quite beautiful. Now, and this is what Jesus commands to all of his disciples, including us. He says, "Be gentle as doves and wise as serpents." Now, when you look at Jesus, gentleness was his interior strength. That is what attracted people to Jesus. Now, you probably would agree with me that gentle people are a gift in our lives. Isn't that true? People who walk and speak gently as they move along life with you. Wouldn't you agree that they are such a beautiful gift? But it's also true that gentleness is an art. Practicing gentleness in our lives, day in and day out, is a discipline. It's something that you have to master. It's an attitude that is intentional. As you enter yet another day, you enter with this attitude: I want to be gentle, no matter what. See, gentleness is a commitment. You know, it is so easy to respond with harsh words, isn't it? Or judgments, or hatred, or violence. It's so much easier to put people down. But it takes something more, an interior strength, to be gentle of heart. And that's precisely what Jesus invites us to do. There's a beautiful tale that's called The Country of Glass, written by Il Paese di Verto. It is about a character who magically ends up in a country made of glass. everything is glass. Glass houses, glass trees, glass birds, glass people who move like graceful statuettes of glass. Now, nothing has ever been broken in this country because all have learned how to move and live gently, kindly, peacefully, and lovingly, so as not to harm anything or anybody. Now, when people meet each other in the country of glass, they respond to questions even before they are formulated, because everybody can see everybody else's thoughts, feelings. You see, everything is transparent in the country of glass. Now, no one tries to lie or hide anything. Everybody can see who everybody else is. Nobody has to pretend. Everybody knows that everybody is precious, delicate, beautiful child of God. And they live gently and kindly in the country of glass. I love this tale. And I think it is a beautiful metaphor for what Jesus had in mind when he spoke about the kingdom of God. I think it's meant to be the country of glass. Now, when I think, for instance, of people like Pope Francis, I think of someone who is gentle, like a nursing mother. That's why so many people are drawn to Pope Francis, even though you may disagree with something he may have to say. His gentleness and kindness is just amazing. Now, someone once said that, and let me finish with this, that we were born not to win, but to grow. Just think about it for a second. You and I, all of us, we were born not to win as we go through life. That's not what it is all about. But to grow. And I think St. Paul would add today, we were born to grow in kindness, gentleness, and compassion.